Welcome to Crystal Clearings. I'm Stephanie Michelle. We have been taught to ignore our instincts. Our instincts are the thing that guides us and shows us the best way forward. And the funny thing about instincts is, when you ignore your instincts, boom, it always bites you. And I have learned this lesson repeatedly, folks. I have learned it over and over again. And a good example is I relied on someone that I regarded as very intelligent and very conservative about the way that they make their choices. I looked to this person to help me make a very, very important life choice. And looking back now, I was misled. And the worst thing about it is that I already knew what was best. And I avoided that. I avoided my own instinct in this scenario. And I went ahead and took the advice of someone that I regarded as intellectual or smart or conservative or good at making choices. So in this particular instance, I let the head overrun the heart. Some people use a heartbeat method to help to guide them. Even stock traders use the heartbeat method in their practice. And it's really interesting because I think our heart is always telling us what's right and wrong. It's our head that wants to override it and take us in the wrong direction in a lot of cases, in some cases. Now, I am not saying to ignore logic because I'm an incredibly logical and reasonable person. So logic and reason should always come into play. But once you've made sense of whatever it is you're dealing with, you need to ask yourself, what's the best thing? Because I think in your heart, you always know what's right and what's wrong, what's good, what's bad for you and your situation. And sometimes when we look to others for advice, we're really looking for confirmation on what it is we already think and feel about something, So learn to keep things in perspective with regard to your instinct. If it makes you feel better to go out there and talk to your counsel, your friends, your family, and get advice on the situation, that's fine. And if it, makes you feel better to research it and to try and get the facts and to get down to the logic and the reality behind the situation, absolutely, I encourage that. But find the balance between all of that mental energy and your heart energy, your instinct about the situation. And once you get a picture of the two, find out how you can balance that ideas that you have in your mind with the feelings that you have in your heart. And I think you'll find your way through a lot of really sticky situations. And, I'm going to state the obvious here. Animals really rely on their instincts to stay alive. And at one point we did too. And it's living in society and becoming ambivalent to the world around and the things that are happening. We're just very safe and we're just very comfortable. And our defenses are down. And so we don't rely on those instincts like we once did. Some of us do. I'm an empath, so I feel everything. It's a nightmare sometimes, but those instincts are very strong within me. And another thing is I have always worked on those instincts and I've always tried to rely on them when I can. Now, like I said, I've made the mistake of ignoring my instincts over and over again. But I know what it's like when I do use my instincts and I trust them, and it usually isn't misleading in any way. So I say start to rely on those instincts. Start to become familiar with what it is your heart, your instincts are telling you. And that those instincts can come down here from your solar plexus as well. It's like that heart and solar plexus energy works together and kind of, building on anxiety or building on worry or building on hope and things that are good for us. So it's really a matter of figuring out, what's going on in there? How's that energy resonating? And how can I change that if it isn't comfortable, if it isn't working, in my favor? And like I said, the working on your instincts, practicing, seeing if you can trust them. Do it in simple, easy little things that are not so significant. Start practicing now with using your instincts and find out what it means when that feeling comes along. What does that feeling mean exactly? You'll know the more you work with it. So I hope this video helped you guys in some way. I wish you all the very best. Take care.